Well said. Let's move on to the UK elections, which are on the horizon. Of course, we know what a dog and pony show American elections are, where Obama and Romney both spent $1 billion last campaign cycle. Now, Jim Messina and David Axelrod, check this out, two of Obama's former campaign managers, will be working for both Britain's Conservative and Labour parties. George, how do you feel about American political strategy being exported to Britain?
Actually, all three of the mainstream parties, and if a backside could have three cheeks, they would be the three cheeks of the same backside. Their election campaigns are all being run by foreigners, one Australian and two Americans. And so, heaven help us, we're in for an election as banal as the ones that you have to tolerate, where multi-millionaire Tweedledee contests multi-millionaire Tweedledum, and they tell us that only an inch is the inch that's worth debating. The prevailing orthodoxy, which Dr. Johnson, the great English man of letters, described as the grimmest dictatorship of them all, the dictatorship of the prevailing orthodoxy. Some of us are struggling to break free of that, on the left and on the right. The right, probably, I'd have to concede, having more success. It's easy to sell nationalism to the simple-minded. It's a little more difficult selling socialism to an informed electorate. But UKIP, the United Kingdom Independence Party, which is a far-right, Europhobic party, is set to win the European Parliament elections here in Britain. And indeed, parties like them are set to win almost a third of the vote, 1 in 3 of all the votes that will be cast in the European Union parliamentary elections later, about 4 weeks from now. That tells you that the stranglehold that the prevailing orthodoxy has on the public is very fast dissipating. And that's manifested in voting patterns, in people not voting at all, in people searching out other television stations other than the lamestream ones. It's all falling apart, which is why I'm actually relatively cheerful, because I absolutely am convinced that that prevailing orthodoxy, that dictatorship of the prevailing orthodoxy, is creaking and falling apart at the seams.
Speaking of nationalism, another major political issue in the crosshairs of the voting public in the UK is Scottish independence.